Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. We have a bit of breaking news from Arsenal Football Club. Now, the scans for Thomas Partey are also done. It looks like he's having a damaged muscle. We're going to be looking at the story, and how it has been published by the Arsenal medical team. But Thomas Partey is another player that could be on the sidelines for weeks, because if you look at that story, it shows that Partey will be reassessed, right? The story shows that Partey will be reassessed in the coming weeks. That really means that he's not even starting treatment. He's gonna be reassessed just in the coming. So it's a really troubling story. Again, look, we have just lost Kieran Tierney. The whole season is not going to be coming back, and now Thomas Partey as well. Let's look at the stories and how they've been written on the Arsenal website. This is what they've said. Here's the latest from our medical team on Thomas Partey. And they're saying our number 5 was substituted during the Monday night's game against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park after aggravating his right thigh. And they're saying Thomas Partey has since received further assessments, and a subsequent scan has shown muscle damage to his right thigh. We will continue to assess Thomas Partey in the coming weeks, during which time he will also receive further specialist consultations. They're saying everyone will be working hard to get Thomas Partey on the pitch as soon as possible. Right, so that is the first update from the club, from Arsenal. They're saying Thomas Partey. Obviously, this injury is not a new one. This is the same injury. This is the same area where he picked up an injury in the Tottenham game last year. So it's more like a recurring injury. And of course, we know what we've heard from Mikel Arteta. When you're having a recurring injury, it takes time for you to come back. It always takes time for you to be back in the squad. So Thomas Partey could be out of the squad for some time. But before we go any further, there is also an update around the other players, and they're saying here to find out more on the other players. Kieran Tierney is suffering from the left knee. Kieran felt discomfort after training on Thursday, March 31st. After further assessments and scans have confirmed that Kieran Tierney has damaged his left knee. A specialist consultation took place on Tuesday, and as a result of further discussions with Kieran and our medical team, it has been decided that Kieran Tierney goes and receives surgery to his knee. The procedure will take place in London in the forthcoming days. Kieran's rehabilitation program will start immediately after his surgery, after which stage a clearer understanding will be established on his recovery timescale. However, it is likely that Kieran Tierney will now miss the remainder of the season. Everyone at the club will be supporting and working hard with Kieran Tierney to get back on to the pitch as soon as possible. With Thomas Partey, right thigh, Thomas is currently being assessed ahead of the weekend after aggravating his thigh injury on Monday night's match against Crystal Palace. We have just confirmed that he will not be playing in that game against Brighton. He's actually having a long-term one. Takehiro Tomiyasu, left calf. Takehiro is making progress in his recovery from a muscle injury to his left calf, which he sustained in February. Takehiro had successfully recovered from a muscle injury sustained to his right calf earlier in January. It is hoped that Takehiro will be back in full training after the match at Southampton on Saturday, April 16th. All players in the men's first team squad are currently fit and available for selection, apart from those mentioned below. You know what is scary about Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney? It's not that Arsenal cannot live without them. It's the fact that they're our most important players. They're part of that batch of the most important players. Because if you look at Thomas Partey, look at that graphic. His games where he's been and games where he's not been. He's played 23 games for us this season and missed 6. Our winning percentage when he's on the pitch is 65.2%. our winning percentage when he's not on the pitch is only 33.3%. The goals we've scored, the goals we're expected to score per 90, 1.8 goals per 90 when he's on the pitch, 0.3 when we are not, when you're not on the pitch. And I think this graphic highlights the fact to which as to why Arsenal really struggled against Crystal Palace when he was really feeling discomfort. Average goals against when he's on the pitch 1.1, and the goals we concede when he's not on the pitch 1.5. So he's one player that adds a lot to our game in terms of pressing and pressure, and also another player that really adds to the defensive part of our game. Points per game when he plays, at least we pick 2 points per 90. When he doesn't play, we pick 1.2 points per 90. So look, I think honestly, with all due respect, this will go back to January. I don't want to say that because in January, I mean, if we had done what other clubs did, if we had done what other clubs do, then it wouldn't be a problem. But now it is a big problem. It's a huge problem. An absolute, it's an absolute joke of a situation. How do we get out of here? We have to rotate. We have to do all the things. Of course, you have the likes of Lokonga will be coming in now, the likes of Nuno Tavares. But the question is, are they good enough? Are they going to give the team that momentum that players like Parety, TNA have been providing us with? That is the question at the moment. My name is Cossy. I'll speak to you in a bit.